Years after the fall of Commodus, the Roman Empire stands divided. Lucius Verus, now a man hardened by war, wanders the deserts of Numidia. Haunted by visions of Maximus, he seeks purpose beyond Rome's corruption. Tribes whisper of a warrior who defied an emperor and freed slaves. Lucius carries a fragment of Maximus's armor, a symbol of justice. Rome has grown crueler, ruled by greed and false gods. The Senate decays under a brutal co-emperor regime. Lucius's heart burns with questions. Is Rome worth saving anymore? Nightmares of blood and sand haunt his sleep. He feels destiny calling, but toward redemption or destruction. In the capital, chaos brews under Emperor Caracalla's tyranny. The once golden empire bleeds from civil wars and revolts. Citizens cry for bread while generals compete for thrones. The Senate fears rebellion in Africa, where Lucius is rumored alive. Caracalla's mother, Julia Domna, manipulates politics like a spider weaving webs. She orders spies to find the man tied to Maximus's name. Meanwhile, slave markets fill again, a cruel echo of the past. A prophecy circulates, a son of the arena shall return. The emperor grows paranoid, obsessed with omens. Lucius's shadow becomes a threat before he even arrives. Captured by raiders, Lucius is sold into slavery. Ironically, he finds himself in a new arena, a darker, bloodier world. The Colosseum's glory is gone. Smaller pits now serve hungry mobs. He hides his identity, fighting under the name the Son of Sand. His skill and discipline echo Maximus, earning him whispers of legend. In every battle, he sees Maximus's ghost, guiding him through chaos. The crowd senses destiny in his movements. His chain of victories makes him famous across provinces. But with fame comes danger. Rome notices his rise. The arena once again becomes a stage for rebellion. One night, Lucius dreams of the old Colosseum under starlight. Maximus appears, scarred yet serene, walking through the sands. He tells Lucius that Rome's soul was never its empire, it was its people. Lucius begs for guidance. How can I fix what's already broken? Maximus's spirit answers, by freeing men, not ruling them. Lucius awakens with tears and new purpose. He carves the mark of Maximus into his armor. His fellow gladiators call him the Liberator. Among them rises a band of loyal fighters. They vow to fight not for gold, but for freedom. Lucius unites slaves, thieves, and ex-soldiers under one banner. He trains them in secret, teaching strategy over rage. They win arenas across Africa, inspiring uprisings in nearby cities. Word of the Liberator spreads like wildfire through the empire. Roman generals are sent to silence him. Many never return. Lucius builds an underground network of allies. Merchants, scholars, and even senators fund his rebellion. He begins freeing caravans of captives meant for the games. Every victory becomes a whisper of revolution. The name Maximus rises again, not as a ghost, but a movement. Caracalla's spies bring word of the uprising. He laughs, believing gladiators cannot threaten an empire. But Julia Domna sees a danger that power cannot kill: hope. She orders the rebel's head brought to Rome alive. A ruthless general, Marcus Aelius, is sent to Africa. Once Maximus's admirer, Marcus now serves fear, not honor. He remembers the Roman legions march into the desert, banners blazing. Lucius's rebellion meets them in open battle under a burning sun. He commands his army like a phantom of Maximus reborn. The battle is brutal. Spears clash, dust blinds, lions roar. Lucius defeats the Romans, but refuses to execute captives. His mercy earns him loyalty, but brands him weak to Rome. He captures Marcus Aelius alive and spares him. The general begins to question the empire he serves. Rumors reach Rome. The son of Maximus leads an army. The prophecy begins to take shape. Lucius, as the child Maximus once saved, his loyalty to the emperor cracks as he learns who he must kill. Rome readies for war, blind to its dying heart. The sands of Africa prepare to bleed once more. Lucius liberates a desert fortress, turning it into a free city. Former slaves, farmers, and nomads gather, calling him the true emperor. He rejects the title, insisting no man should be king. Instead, he declares a republic of the free. The idea terrifies Rome more than war itself. The Senate debates whether to negotiate or annihilate him. Lucius begins building alliances with rebel provinces. He gains followers across Egypt, Gaul, and Hispania. The fire of revolution spreads beyond borders, but freedom comes with a price. Betrayal brews from within. A trusted ally, Darius, sells Lucius's location to the Romans. In a moonlit ambush, hundreds die as the fortress burns. Lucius barely escapes with his life. Marcus Aelius rescues him, turning against the emperor. Lucius, broken but alive, vows vengeance and justice. He realizes that Rome's poison infects even the good-hearted. The cost of freedom is blood, his own and others. Haunted by screams, he begins losing faith. Maximus's ghost appears again, silent this time. The fight is no longer against men, but against fate. Lucius disguises himself and sneaks back into Rome. The once mighty city is rotting from greed and decay. Children beg on streets where senators once feasted. Statues of emperors crumble, their eyes gouged out by time. Lucius walks unseen through the ruins of his childhood. He visits the old Colosseum, now cracked and overgrown. He hears echoes of Maximus's final roar in the wind. He meets rebels hiding beneath the arena's tunnels. They plan a symbolic uprising in the Colosseum itself. Rome's heart will burn where it once cheered for death. Lucius disguises himself and sneaks back into Rome. The once mighty city is rotting from greed and decay. Children beg on streets where senators once feasted. Statues of emperors crumble, their eyes gouged out by time. Lucius walks unseen through the ruins of his childhood. He visits the old Colosseum, now cracked and overgrown. He hears echoes of Maximus's final roar in the wind. He meets rebels hiding beneath the arena's tunnels. They plan a symbolic uprising in the Colosseum itself. Rome's heart will burn where it once cheered for death. Lucius's rebels infiltrate the grand arena. Thousands gather for Caracalla's war games. At the emperor's signal, prisoners are slaughtered for spectacle. Suddenly, Lucius and his warriors emerge from beneath the sands. The crowd roars, not in fear, but recognition. The son of the Gladiator stands before Rome itself. Lucius challenges the emperor to single combat. The arena becomes silent, history repeating itself. Julia Domna watches, her plans crumbling in real time. Maximus's ghost watches from the stands, unseen but present. Lucius and Caracalla clash under the burning sun. The emperor fights viciously, trained for war since birth. Lucius fights with Maximus's old technique, fluid, relentless, honorable. Every strike echoes the past. Every parry feels like destiny. Caracalla wounds Lucius deeply, mocking his ideals. Lucius drops his sword, recalling Maximus's words. What we do in life echoes in eternity. Using his last strength, he impales the emperor on his own blade. The crowd erupts, not in applause but liberation. Caracalla dies screaming, his crown sinking into blood. Rome's golden eagle standard falls in the dust. Pandemonium breaks out across Rome. The Senate flees as rebels and citizens storm the palace. Lucius's followers seize armories and free slaves. Marcus Aelius proclaims an end to imperial rule. The people chant Maximus's name, not Lucius's. Lucius orders mercy, forbidding vengeance or looting. He stands atop the arena, holding his father's armor high. The city kneels, not to a ruler, but to an idea. Rome breathes freedom for the first time in centuries, but shadows still linger beyond the horizon. Lucius collapses from his wounds, barely clinging to life. Marcus and the rebels surround him, pleading for orders. He smiles weakly, whispering, "Rome is free. Let her stay that way." As he fades, he envisions Maximus standing in Elysium's fields. The two warriors meet, no longer separated by death. Maximus says, "You have done what I could not." Lucius replies, "Then teach them to be better than us." He dies with peace, a true son of Rome. The torch of freedom passes on. The arena falls silent once more. Months later, Rome struggles to rebuild under a new council. Marcus becomes a leader of the Senate, guided by Lucius's ideals. Slavery is abolished in every province. Gladiator pits are destroyed or turned into schools. The people begin to govern themselves for the first time. The empire slowly shifts into a republic of the free. A statue of Maximus and Lucius is built at the Colosseum gates. Their names become legend, their stories intertwined. Whispers of divine intervention spread among the people. Rome's heart beats again, pure and reborn. But peace never lasts forever. Barbarian tribes in Germania gather under a new warlord. They call themselves the Sons of Mars, claiming Rome is weak. Marcus sends envoys, but they return with severed heads. The Senate debates whether to fight or defend. Young soldiers look to the statues of Maximus and Lucius for courage. The Republic faces its first great test. The legacy of the gladiators must live on through new heroes. The Colosseum's ruins become a symbol of resilience. A storm brews once more beyond Rome's borders. Children play near the Colosseum, pretending to be gladiators. Old veterans tell tales of the man who killed an emperor. A poet writes, "Freedom is the mightiest sword." Marcus visits Lucius's grave, leaving a piece of armor there. He promises to defend the Republic at any cost. The sun rises over Rome's new dawn, golden and warm. But among the crowd, unseen eyes watch, plotting. A whisper spreads, the empire always returns. The cycle of power and corruption turns again. History waits for its next gladiator. In Elysium, Maximus and Lucius walk among wheat fields. They look down upon Rome, glowing with life and hope. Maximus says, "They remember us." Lucius smiles, not as rulers, but as men. They watch generations carry their ideals forward. The winds of the afterlife echo with the cheers of free people. The camera pans across the eternal fields, endless and peaceful. A lion roars faintly in the distance, symbol of Rome's soul. The screen fades to golden light. A single phrase remains. What we do in life echoes in eternity.